You know, when Canon first talked to me about this idea, I suggested a road trip, but at that point it was me and my driver, me and my fixer, as it were. It got a lot more hectic when we had a lot more people along, but you know, obviously a new camera is a big deal, especially an entry into the mirrorless system at this level. So we needed to publicize that.
So when you're working quickly, as you had to do on this road trip, what is it about the kit? What is it that you were able to do to still be able to tell some strong stories and capture some strong visuals, but you know, when you don't have a lot of time to set up some of those shots?
Well, you know, honestly, the best thing about this new camera is how much it reminds me of my 5D system, frankly. You know, the menu is very familiar, the color is the same, it has the same fidelity, etc. So I'm not worried about any of those things. It's a very smooth and easy transition for me. You know, in Namibia, I needed to cover a lot of ground. And the last thing I want to do is worry about my kit while I'm doing that. You know, I'm more worried about, can I get the permission to photograph in a certain area? How fast do I need to drive to go a certain place? How can I avoid the cops while I'm doing that? Et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, as far as the kit is concerned, what I would say is that it's been a seamless transition for me. You know, I think the lenses are, you know, to all intents and purposes, at least as good as the best of the EF system. And the camera, you know, when they first asked me to test out the mirrorless system, I was a bit nervous about that. But the truth is, it's a superb piece of kit. And very quickly, I forgot about the fact that I was looking through a mirrorless, that I was looking through an EVF. I mean, honestly, the greatest compliment that I can pay this camera is that it felt like I was shooting with a Mark IV, but I was seeing my exposure. You know, so really seamless for me.
And in terms of the stories that you were able to tell, I saw some of the pictures that you captured earlier on, particularly of some of the locals. Is it in the local army? I'm not quite sure of the political situation, but I saw a lot of kind of semi-military dress that you managed to capture.
You know, I visited 3 different groups, and one of those groups was the Herero people. Now, the Herero people, they come from a background of colonial occupation by the Germans at the time, and they went through a period of conflict from 1903 to 1908, which, yeah, frankly, it's the first recorded genocide in history. Okay, so they maintain a military tradition which they celebrate once a year, and they have a people's army, as it were. And I was able to photograph a few of those people. So the ladies in red that you see are actually from a military brigade of the Herero people, and the individual woman in the brown dress is actually a general. So. So, you know, for me, that's a privilege. I can, you know, I need to fulfill a certain brief for Canon on this job, but I'm a journalist. So to photograph something which is a current issue, I mean, right now the Herero people are actually engaged in a court case against the German state for reparations. So that was interesting for me to be able to photograph that at the same time.
And what else are you working on at the moment? Hinted at it earlier on, I think it's a National Geographic project, isn't it?
Sure. You know, 6 months of my year I tend to work on environmental crime, wildlife investigations, illegal trade, that sort of thing. So right now I'm working on pangolins as part of a larger look at extinction and what's going on with species around the world. Pangolins are the most illegally traded animal in the world, the largest number. More than 1 million have been traded illegally into Asia over the last 10 years. So the truth is we have no idea how many are left right now. I mean, it's when it comes to giant pangolins, a giant pangolin is really like, it's a modern day unicorn. We don't see them anymore. We have no idea, but it's one of the most unique creatures in the world. So I'm working on that right now.
Well, I wish you all the very best of luck with that. But for now, Brent Stirton, thank you very much for joining us here in the studio and on the Canon stand here at Photokina 2018. We'll be back with more live streams. Keep it locked here on Canon Events. We'll see you later.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.